So it allows amnesia to meet sanitation. And in sanitizing his image, we deny the legitimacy of the challenge he made to us to talk about economic inequality, social injustice, the persistence of racial barriers, and to talk about militarism in this country. So we embrace a toothless tiger in order for us to maintain the illusion that we were always on the side of justice and marching for truth when indeed we weren't. So for young students, read his books. Read the things that he said at the end of his life, when he talked about challenging, a narrow conception of nonviolence. He wanted to practice a more aggressive form of nonviolence. Read that Martin Luther King Jr. The reality is that we're looking for a new day. That's hopefulness. That National Negro Anthem, let us march on till victory is won. That's the kind of hopefulness that springs eternal and moves us forward. And it's not Pollyannish. Those who were promoting more violent responses to the evil that we saw of white supremacy and deeply ingrained white privilege, those methods didn't win out. What won out was Martin Luther King Jr.'s insistence that we have to redeem, restore, reject violence, embrace nonviolence, change the character of those we are opposing, win them over with love, the willingness to shed one's own blood, and ultimately to forge compact with the best ideals of American society. When you come to college, this is the time to talk to people whose names don't end like yours, who don't smell like you, who don't talk like you, who don't think like you, who don't live in your same culture, right? This is a time to exchange ideas, swap identities, so to speak, explore and investigate things that are different, and to have an open mind. And so diversity and inclusion are critical because when you have a diverse classroom, you have different viewpoints, different ideas. People are forced to hear things they don't want to hear. If you're a straight-laced fundamentalist Christian or Jew or Muslim, then you're in classes with people who are gay and transgendered and bisexual, who are vibrant and challenging your ideals, bright as you are. It forces you to rethink things. Well, Malcolm Jenkins happens to be a friend of mine, so the Ohio State University produced a great one in him. And he's a figure who held up the signs. He was so frustrated with the misinterpretation of his message or the deliberate non-understanding of it that he said, let me try the Miles Davis way. Let me just hold up some signs to tell you what it is that I'm about. But he's done an incredible job, along with many others, Eric Reed, Colin Kaepernick, Anquan Bolden, and many in their particular field, along with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, and others in basketball, to say, hey, we are black men in a culture where white supremacy rules, where indifference to the plight and predicament of poor people prevails, and we got to speak out against it. Where we see injustice prevail, we got to talk about it. When you think about the convergence of so many factors, Henry Ford having come to that area in the early part of the 20th century, and then luring people there with a dream of $5 a day to earn a decent living, an elevator, an escalator from the working class into the middle class, and providing opportunity. That gave the confidence and resource to people who were struggling. And then Berry Gordy looking at the metaphor of the assembly line to found Motown Records. So literally one act of aggressive capital and expansion of opportunity through Henry Ford became a metaphor for a Motown and Berry Gordy to take it to the next level and provide an opportunity for the masses of young black, especially artists, who were looking for a tremendous opportunity to express themselves and to argue against white supremacy through the excellence of their craft. That was beautiful.